for this review, we have the Jakks Sonic 3 Sonic. At the time of this video, these are starting to show up. I found this at Target. They had a floor display with a bunch of these on one side of the display. So that might be the way to find these right now if you're looking for them. I haven't been too interested in the previous movie figures, but saw some pictures of these online, and whoever is doing the product design and sculpting, these are kind of a different level. Feel like Jakks is trying to get in on the, I don't know, like the revitalized action figure front. Like we've been seeing these Street Fighter figures from Jada. We know Marvel Legends has stepped up their game in the past couple years. Could even say similar for McFarlane and DC Multiverse. So uh, just looking at these figures without going into a whole lot of detail, there's a lot more sculpting. They've got some sort of thing going on with the eyes, maybe similar to the Mario Brothers figures. They're just This figure seems to have just more going on with it. We also had those Sega figures come out recently, so I kind of feel like maybe the same designers or product teams might be involved. So for packaging, this is pretty much all borrowed from the Sonic 3 movie marketing. It's got a plain old Sonic on the front, and then on the back, get a little bio, bunch of different languages, 22 points of articulation. So this is further going into, this is definitely more sophisticated than the regular Sonic figures of the past. So, and then we can also see these other figures are included. Um, Seeing this guy in person, I did not pick him up, but he did seem undersized. Like basically, he was the same size as Sonic. So they didn't try to like scale them in reality, they scaled them to this package space. So that's unfortunate. But if you want a Sonic, this might be the Sonic for you. So let's get him out of the package. All right, and we're gonna go straight into the review because he doesn't have any accessories, so there's nothing really to go over as far as like what you get. This is pretty much it. But I want to zoom in on his face for a moment. There is just a lot going on here. I'm not sure why they did some of the choices that they did, but like the ears are a separate piece. The eyes are a separate piece inside the skull. It almost seems like this is meant to like take apart and like interchange stuff. But the eyes are separate. They're very nice and glossy. Um, Lots of cool texture. And then he's got these painted on black stripes on the back. Um, this one does have a little bit of messy paint on the ear, but it's not too glaring. Overall, I don't see any other messy paint anywhere. But you know, look, he's got uh, a chest fly joint. He's got a disc hinge shoulder, which is a little difficult to manipulate. That might be one area that's weird. and it might be backwards. I'm trying to figure out which way this joint is supposed to turn. Yeah, it might go the other way. There we go. But he's got a bicep swivel. He's got a single elbow, but it's slightly more than 90 degree because the way this joint is cut. This hand, well, I was going to say this hand is static. No, this hand does have a hinge. So he's got a gripping hinge and an inner wrist bend. And obviously this can turn. He's got waist articulation. He's got uh dumbbell hips, upper thigh swivel, uh double jointed knee. Um he can probably get even better than this, but the sculpt is gonna kind of stop it. He does have an up and down on the foot. It is blocked by the sock sculpting. Um, there is a side to side, and it is just kind of crazy how articulated this guy is. This guy is just really super articulated. And again with the sculpting, he's got a different fur pattern on his chest than he does on his extremities. The socks have texture. The shoes are flat. Oh wow, he's got sneaker tread. That see this is what I'm talking about. This is just like next level stuff here. And these figures are pretty inexpensive. Man, I can't remember how much these are, but they're not more than $20. That I can tell you. So I'm kind of used to these figures. These are very like simple figures. This is not really a good comparison, but this is what I'm used to with Jakks. Just to kind of give you an idea of like what the past 10 years has been like. They've made tons and tons of these little figures. Because the limbs are so thin and small, you're not going to get a lot of articulation built into it, but just, still worth mentioning. And then we've had these other recent figures. These do not scale at all. I mean, hell, they don't really scale with themselves all that great, but it just kind of seems like whoever worked on this may have worked on these also. But uh, these have pinned joints, and this guy doesn't. He is definitely excelled from even these figures. Like this is next level for them. So very interesting figure. This is one of those things where if you like Sonic, you probably will want to pick this up. Um, Even if you aren't that big into Sonic, you might want to get this because this is just going to be a really cool figure. I didn't talk about the head that much, but the head is on a ball joint, but because of the sculpt, it is super limited. You're just going to get basically, you know, side to side. He's got some tilt, but it's, insignificant. Um, yeah, just the eyes. I was expecting some kind of gimmick like to make the eyes move, but it's just kind of amazing. They are a separate piece in there. It just makes, it just kind of adds a lot more depth. Kind of like a Hot Toys figure that has like the rolling eyes on the inside. Like it just always looks different from the rest of the plastic on the face, and it just makes it stand out. So very cool figure. Very posable. Um, There's nothing you really can't do with this figure except for, like I said, the head's a bit limited. Everything else is just amazing articulation. So that's a review. Definitely recommend picking this guy up. And like I said, I found him at Target. I think people are finding them at Walmart, but Target may be the place. Look for a um, display out in the middle of the aisle where the toy department is. That's probably the best place to find them. So let me know what you think in the comments. As always, tune into more videos coming up. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you.